You was blinded by a man coming in and willing to pay your bills and change your tires and do everything that no man has ever done for you. If you enjoyed it so much, maybe you should go back to him. I don't think you've had better. I don't think you had better coming.
Welcome back to our channel. I'm Fran.
I'm Vaughn.
And you're watching Thorns and Roses.
Before we get started, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe while you're at it. But we're going to jump right into today's topic. Apparently this big chick has gone viral. She found what she thought was an above average man, and turns out he's just as average as she is, and she's mad about it.
That's not how I would describe this topic, but
that's what I got.
To each his own. We're going to be talking about Reesa Teesa. I'm sure if you are alive, you've heard about Reesa Teesa. She was a curvaceous woman.
Cap. What we're not going to do is lie. Fellas, this woman is far from curvaceous. When you hear that term, you probably think she may be a little overweight with some curves with it, so it's still crackable. No, this is a blob.
That's fat phobic.
Don't.
Nothing
BBW.
More.
She's a BBW.
This is a BBB. This is a big, beautiful beast, gentlemen. To say the least, I'm really giving her grace.
That's ridiculous. Either way, she put out a 50-part series called Who That I Marry, and she was talking about how she was
ignoring the flags, all 50 of them.
And that's what we're gonna get into today. The flags that she ignored.
She was insecure and desperate for love, and that's what allowed her to make 50 parts. So
she got her 15 minutes of fame. I'll definitely say that.
I don't know if she wanted people to know that she was that dumb.
She put it on TikTok. She wanted people to know.
But the sad part,
not that she was that dumb. Let me not say that. But you know, we've let's be clear, because I don't want to cast too much judgment on her, because we've all done things that people would look at and be like, that was dumb. You ignored the signs.
Charlamagne said, he said this is big back activity. And
he said big back behavior.
Big back. But oh man, after seeing what both of them look like, to think that she had a VP at any corporation that looked like that.
I will say, I agree with you, because
I look like he fries the chicken at Popeyes. Dang. Not even a supervisor. What are you thinking?
I agree. You're never supposed to judge a book by its cover, but there's nothing about him that gives VP. I'm sorry.
You look homeless. You look like you prey on low-hanging fruit. And judging from this woman, that's exactly what you were doing, sir.
I'm not going to say that part either, but
the sad truth is, they're both low-hanging fruit. Like, she just thought that she had a man who was paying the bills. He changed her tire the first day?
Yeah, the first day.
He bought her new tires the first day. Took her out.
He did. So on any of that would instantly be like, dang, that might be a droppable panties moment.
Yeah, so I agree. She definitely wanted to drop them panties. She ain't never had a man do that.
A lot of women haven't. A lot of her. No, stop, because a lot of women have never experienced that.
Exactly my point. So when this type of love bomb happens, ladies, come on, man. You gotta know, this is not going to be an ongoing thing. Like, this is going to be very short-lived. And it's done for a reason.
Like I said, I commend her for taking ownership of, the part that she played in her relationship. She moved too fast. She met this man, and 2 weeks later, he was in her place.
2 weeks?
Yeah. The pandemic happened. Yes.
2 weeks?
Yes.
Come on, man.
2 weeks later, the pandemic happened. They quarantined together.
This lady didn't care about safety. She didn't even know who this man. She didn't even know his real name.
There was a lot of red flags, but like I said before, we've all ignored red flags before.
This level of stupidity, though, is unheard of. I'm sorry. A red flag for me is like, oh, well, I still have a situation with my child's father, or we're still trying to co-parent. Something like that is a red flag. Gives you pause, makes you, take a step back, proceed with caution. This, he had to move in 2 weeks. How he moving in with you? He a VP to this big. Stop, man.
Because he just moved to the area, allegedly.
Flag on the play.
And so he got this studio place until he could get something bigger. And once they got into a relationship, they started talking about getting a $750,000 place. You couldn't have fooled me with that. I'm gonna be honest with you. You couldn't have fooled me talking about you got a pre-approval letter for $750,000, but you gonna try to do a cash only offer.
The fact that she didn't know where he worked
that
shows a sign of her stupidity.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been in a situation like that before. I was with somebody who he had a job when we was dating, and I started realizing, like, how come you're not going to work? At first I was thinking like he was just there to try to help be there for me because I was sick. I had the flu. But no, couldn't find out he ain't had no job no more.
Dang. See, I don't know what happened to that intuition women be having. Man, that should be having a glitch in it. What happened to that intuition?
Mine was broke because I was sick.
Clearly.
We've all ignored red flags. There's not a woman out there that can't say that she hasn't ignored a red flag. I've ignored flags with you.
Explain.
I mean, I'm not going to say I blatantly ignored the red flags. I'm going to say I was green to the dating scene. I was naive. I was definitely naive.
I ain't gonna lie, you definitely were. Definitely were.
I was led to believe.
Led to believe?
Yes, I was led to believe that you was interested in pursuing a relationship.
Yeah.
But you was on demon time.
Yes, every single man, every single person is, until you find somebody that can convince you that they're worth more.
This man was telling all the other ladies that he was dealing with what the real deal was, but was he telling me that? No.
I'm out in these streets telling these hoes the truth. I lie to you because I care about your feelings.
That's not why. You told me why. What? You told me that the reason why he didn't tell me the truth because he didn't want me to go.
I ain't say that.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you look like you was on the I take no shit type of tip. So, yeah, you're right. You don't need to know none of that. Just know. Man, the thing is, fellas, be honest. If I'm just meeting you and I got a little roster here, you just coming in and you trying to steal the whole weekend. Oh, what's here tomorrow? No, you just got here. You can get Friday or Saturday. You don't get Friday and Saturday. No, that's not how that goes.
I got every day.
Respect.
I'm going to say you were blatantly lying because you would tell me, yeah, so and so passed away. I'm going to spend time with my family. You would never.
That person really did die.
You wasn't with them.
But they did die.
But they died, but you wasn't there.
I was there. I don't know. Joke. That person really did die. R.I.P. to Auntie.
Why the fuck you lying?
I ignored red flags with you too. Yeah, if you going to jump out there, keep it a buck all the way around. I remember that first date. That wasn't our first date, but it
was not our first date.
I remember being on a date with this woman, and her ex turned her phone off. Bruh, now that's not a big red flag. I don't know what it is, but unlike this fat chick here, I took a step back.
Let's be clear, no.
And I proceeded with caution.
That was a red flag, but.
What would you think? Put it down in the comments below. You know, because we weren't in a relationship, I didn't take it personal. I just like, you know what? I'm here for a reason. I'm not going to let that ruin the night. And I knew at that moment this couldn't be anything serious. I was just going to proceed with caution. But anywho, these are typical red flags that you would assume to happen in a relationship. But to be honest, all those happened before we were in a relationship.
That's true.
So these two were actually in a relationship, and she still doesn't know where the man works. She still hasn't even met any family. But he's on the phone every day for hours on end.
And they're married. If that man had never introduced you to any relative, first of all, he could still be a walking red flag even if he does introduce you to his family. Because there you got some men that will take this one to meet his mama and have that girl thinking that she important. And the very next day, he bringing a whole nother chick to see his mama. And they playing along with it.
That's crazy.
They do that.
After analyzing this lady in this situation, with all the red flags she had available, that she chose to ignore because, she was desperate or she just wanted love that bad, I think she should go back. This guy Legion doesn't sound like a bad guy.
What the hell did you just say?
Yeah, he lied, but don't y'all say we all lie, right? So if you're gonna get a liar regardless, don't y'all say we all cheat? If you're gonna get cheated on regardless, this guy's paying on your bills.
She did not want to stay with him through those lies, but she felt like she had to work through it because
but she married him not knowing anything.
Because she did take that vow for better or for worse. When he cheated, that was the sign that she said, okay, God will forgive her for divorcing him.
Right, but you don't think she's been cheated on before? Of course she has.
But that was her.
Every man who's been
maybe she stands on that. The cheating thing to me it's a deal breaker.
Have you been cheated on before?
Yes.
All right then.
Am I with that person? No.
Did you stay after they cheated?
No. I broke up. We got back together.
Bruh. And this is the shit I'm talking about. You think that woman is going to find somebody who's not going to cheat? Please. Tell me that she found a man who never cheated on her in the past, and you be lying. No, hell no. A big beautiful beast like this, you deserve a legion. Ain't that legion?
Legion.
Yeah. Legion of lies. I'm sorry, man. I think she should go back. This man paid the bills. He took her out. Shit, okay.
He was a pathological liar.
Okay. I'm sorry. Her big ass, she need to make a game out of it. Find some fun in this.
That becomes because you never know when this person is actually telling the truth because you start to assume that they're lying about everything.
He probably is.
Oh, and that's no way to live though. To just assume that your partner is lying about everything that comes out of their mouth.
I understand. You shouldn't have to lie. I agree.
You shouldn't. But I think how many red flags are you supposed to ignore?
Well, the whole relationship started off being a red flag. You marry somebody, you move somebody in after 2 weeks.
Granted, their relationship was accelerated though because of COVID.
I don't give a damn. We all experienced COVID, and I was single during COVID and happy. So I don't know. She just
because you're a man. It's different for a woman. You don't know what it's like to just be in the house by yourself, lonely. Anyway, how many red flags should a person ignore before they move on?
How many?
Yeah, like how many is just too much? Like everybody has a little, sometimes it's a yellow flag. You can be like, proceed with caution. And then there's a red flag. It's like, that's a problem. How many of those do you allow a person before you be like?
The thing is, I would employ anybody to have like a standard or just a list of the minimum requirements to even date a person. If they don't have their own place, they don't have a car, they don't have a stable
he had his
career,
own place.
Then you shouldn't even be talking to them. But beyond that, once you find out that this Legion was a pathological liar, you should have been out of there. But because he lied so good and he paid those bills.
Did he lie so good? She tried to go to his office. That's how deep this is. That is...
What office?
Exactly.
You ain't got no job, Tommy.
Saying that he's going to buy her a BMW.
But hold up. Time out.
He wasn't lying so good.
Big baby. Has anybody ever tried to buy you a BMW? Has anybody ever tried to buy you a Camry?
He was not going to buy her a BMW.
Has anybody ever lied and told you they would buy you a BMW? No. Why on earth?
I've been lied to when a guy told me he was going to buy me a BMW.
But that's you. You do not look like this.
A guy told me he was going to buy me an X6.
Where did he work?
He worked for himself.
Where did he drive? This is the stupid shit that I be saying, man. Y'all not looking at the man who's telling you the lies. Motherfucker want something good so bad they believe the first thing out of their mouth. Damn, pardon. First thing out of man's mouth, you believe it because it sounds good. You never heard it before. Ladies, please, come on. I know it sounds good.
I ended up getting my own BMW.
I know it sounds good, but stop and think for 1 second. Legion. Alright, girl, you better go back there and get your man. You think the next man gonna pay your bills? Shit. I'm convinced that Legion has done more than every man before him.
Possibly.
Yup.
Here's my rose of the day. Ladies, we can't just be blinded by the fact that this man is love bombing you in the beginning. He's paying your bills. I know all of that stuff looks amazing. It feels great to have that. But we have to take the time to really get to know who a man is. We dated for an entire year before we ever got into a relationship. I think that was too long.
Nope. That's pretty standard.
But, you know, it did allow me to be able to truly get to know who this person was and determine if I was willing to accept all of him, which I was. But
and vice versa.
The fact remains, that's what we need to do. We need to stop ignoring the red flags. It's okay that you ignore them because...
No, it's not.
We all do it. So no judgment from me on that regard. Nobody on God's green earth can sit up there and say that they've always went the other way as soon as a red flag presented itself.
Just proceed with caution. You don't gotta move him in 2 weeks. You don't gotta marry him in 6 months. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. I ain't got no rose to give you. All thorns. You're an idiot. You was blinded by a man coming in and willing to pay your bills and change your ties and do everything that no man has ever done for you. If you love us, if you enjoyed it so much, maybe you should go back to him. I don't think you've had better. I don't think you had better coming. So, ladies, if you can identify with what this woman has gone through and you're a big, beautiful beast yourself, I think Legion is right up your alley. You are what you attract.
We are not about to promote Legion. Like,
man, Legion, you the man, bruh. Picking up low-hanging fruit, I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I hope you choose better next time.
For all women, get to know that man for real. Take your time. But not too much time, especially if you're knocking on 40, because like he said,
the wall always wins.
But until next time.